thinking, yeah, we won, but they were shit. They were shit. And we fucking drew. Fuck off.
Did you draw, Dean?
Oh, I fucking love it, man. I've had a great weekend.
And you ain't even played yet.
Wait, Dean, how did you
That's
get
what
on
I mean. It's been good so far.
Vintage Steven Gerrard. Aguero!
Hey, here he is.
There he is in his Arsenal shirt. Good lad.
That's exactly what I was
Arsenal
thinking.
shirt.
Hey, Sambo! Sambo!
Right, listen, I actually don't know where to start with you lot today.
I think it's fair to start with Paul.
You should all be
as we
fucking
had-
ashamed of yourself, shouldn't they, Joe?
Let's let
That's
Paul-
right.
I'm in the hot seat, right? I might as well start, you know.
Fucking hell, brave man. So you want to start? You're opted to start, yeah?
I think because like the first week we had Dino with Spurs being shit. Then we had Kevin with United being shit. So now it's Man City's turn for the hot seat, like, you know.
Well, Paul, they'll get their fucking go. Don't worry about that. They're not hiding anywhere this week. They weren't exactly good either, were they?
Yeah, I think I got the worst of the three though.
No chance.
agree with that.
No, shut up. Shut up. No chance.
They got battered 5-2
I was sitting
at
at
home.
half-time thinking, yeah, we won, but they were shit. They were shit. And we fucking drew. Fuck off.
Did you draw, Dean?
Oh, I fucking love it, man. I've had a great weekend.
And you ain't even played yet.
Wait, Dean, how did you
That's
get
what
on
I mean. It's been good so far.
That's it. You have Liverpool twice in the week now as well. So like,
enjoy this weekend. You're screwed next.
I'll tell you what, Paul. Why don't you worry about your own team, mate? How's that sound?
Oh, well, I think
Get feisty, lads.
if you look at the defence today, we literally handed them like 3 goals straight away from rookie mistakes at the defence. And I mean, like, look, Nathan
Yeah, it's just called a shit defence, mate.
a shit defence, yeah. But like Nathan Ake had no faults in causing penalties, but Garcia and Walker were doing the most rookie mistakes. If that was like a grassroots game with kids on the field, you'd just be like, no, this is completely wrong, like, you know. And the way they played in defence today was just naive. Like, Ederson had to come out and head the ball away. The defence had no clue today. And, like, you can have the most attacking team, but if the defence is shit.
It felt disjointed, didn't it? It did feel really disjointed in Man City back 4 or 3, whatever they were playing.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen a side lacking a striker like clearly so much before, man. You could see it. There was nothing.
You can't blame it on that, though. You can't blame it on that because they've played the false 9 no end of times, and they've got, like they said, they've got goal scoring midfielders that will score you 10, 15 goals, 4 or 5 players every season. So I don't think you can really say that because the squad they've got, they can easily. Sterling, he minces most teams up. He plays up front on that false 9 easily.
Is Laporte still injured? Is he not match fit? Is that why he was on the bench?
he was not match fit, but he was on the bench. From what I'm hearing anyway now is like we're doing the defender from Benfica.
Yeah, good player, really good player.
I'm 100% sure. Like the defense just went, look, we don't know what you need a good defending partner. Like you need, like, let's say, Vidic and Ferdinand, like a strong defensive partnership, feel comfortable. We don't have that. We have Nick Nake, who's who played 2 matches for us.
Yeah.
I think you make a fair point there as well, Paul, because you could even bring in Diaz, and you'd probably say the 2 starting defenders would be Diaz and Laporte.
But if they're actually not on the same wavelength, I mean, they're just two individually good players. You need to defend well as a team.
Yeah, well, the best defences are built around that partnership. The central partnership, when you have your left and your right backs are in tow.
Yeah.
That sometimes they mix and match your left and your right backs, but yeah, the spine of your team is normally always set, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
So that you can see that we were lacking that. Apparently, Garcia is on his way to Barcelona as soon as they make a bid. They haven't made a bid because they have no manager in, and I don't think they want to sign anyone after the whole Messi debacle. You know, I think they want to kind of keep the core team together as much as they can.
I don't know.
think
You know,
today was a lot about-
I think Koeman's going to want to bring in his own little. I think they're going to have to give him some money to be able to do that.
Won't Garcia be a bit like the whole Gerard Piqué thing? Basically, I think what did they pay, like $6 million for Piqué, but because he wanted to go back, it worked in their favour because it was like, well, you either get him because Garcia has got like a year on his contract or something. Yeah, he's told him, isn't he? He says he wants to go back, basically, hasn't he?
So. Yeah, he wants to go back, but also I think because the whole kind of backroom and boardroom situation in Barcelona is happening, it's just literally a shit show, and he doesn't want anything to do with it until next season. Yeah. But I'm distracting you all from how shit we were this week.
Yeah, let's talk about.
Do you think Pep needs to take a bit of the blame?
They were all rookie mistakes. They were all...
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't change anything that wasn't what we're normally seeing from City. If you look at all the defeats last year and this one today, they're almost all the exact same way. Maybe not by the same scoreline, but the exact same way.
So is that they all the defeats after Arteta left and Guardiola fucking don't know what he's doing?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, something like that. But like even early on in the season, City were losing some silly games. They lost 3-1 to Norwich, and it was almost exactly like that today. I think he needs to find a different system when it's not working for him.
They see, another thing is like we press so high up, right? And sometimes when you're playing a team like Leicester, it's just there's no plan B. You're just so used to going full on, like literally the centre defenders are as close as to the centre line as possible, like but also like without a striker, all the focal points were on Kevin De Bruyne or Sterling and Mahrez. Mahrez scored the goal early, but that was from a set piece. You know, there was nothing creative. You know, when you have Aguero, you have someone to ping the ball to. You have Jesus, you have someone to kind of be creative up front where you can control the midfield. But where the midfield is your primary attacking option, we're lacking it.
Yeah, but maybe sometimes it's the run that the striker's making up there. So when you've got a proper striker that knows how to play the role, he sees De Bruyne coming in or Sterling from the left, and he'll make a little run, he'll drag a defender over, or do it. He could take two with him or something, and that creates a space. You was getting to the edge of the box today and completely running out of ideas. So other than having your long shot that De Bruyne does and things like that, there was nothing on, man, not at any point.
Do you think that he missed that? Do you think they missed the plan B of like the Edin Dzeko sort of striker where you've got that focal point of like people bouncing off them? Because almost the best teams have that focal point, and they have the real speedy, creative players around them, like Liverpool coming in. You know, you have a focal point, you have something to go to. Obviously, they were lacking that today without having a striker, but
Dzeko was a pain in the arse for that, weren't he? Edin Dzeko, you could when they were struggling
up all the time and bring everyone in.
Oh God, you'd always get that goal. Like literally, and it weren't even the way they played, was it? When Dzeko come on, they just changed it, like Giroud, basically like how Giroud comes in. Yeah. Like you say, they haven't got that, have they?
I just think it's philosophy as well. Pep's obviously following his philosophy all the time, which, let's be honest, has been bloody good.
Yeah. I was going to say that actually. Do you think that when he's in Spain,
when we say he hasn't got a plan B, he's so good at his plan A, half the time he doesn't need a plan B. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's
Yeah, but
naive.
then the other half he does.
Yeah, but
But
saying
only
that,
now. Only
he's so
now.
successful. Yeah, exactly.
In
But
Spain, he didn't need it. In Spain, he found his winning formula, and it works every week there. And then
it's
he's
naive
in
to think
Germany,
that they
same
don't
again.
train different
Yeah, we
systems.
did have Messi.
Ways of playing and formations. They must train that, and that, you know, he's a top flight manager. Of course, they get different systems, but I don't know whether he's just reluctant to change the system because it maybe then people don't believe in, you know, we've got to change it. But football's not like that. You come up against a team, you come up against people like Jamie Vardy on his day. Great today. Everything he touched turns to gold. So you have to have you have to be tactically astute to that and realise that, right, he's the danger man. We need to keep him quiet. But I don't think anyone ever picked him up today or anything. It was just kind of, they just let him roam and let him do his thing.
What about Leicester, though? Do we think Leicester were brilliant today as well?
Yeah,
On top of City being
of
bad.
course they were.
Yeah.
No, Leicester were good. Like
I will
Vardy especially.
Yeah.
Lampton's goal was a fucking worldie. I like.
Oh, it was lovely,
I know I'm the Apple fan here, but his goal was a fucking worldie today. And
I like the Vardy third goal as well. Is it the third goal? The one where he did the little flick? That was a lovely goal as well. Nice team goal.
Yeah, that was nice. Wait, can I just check with you, Dino? Dino, you doing all right?
I didn't watch none of that game, mate, so I can't comment.
Like that the worst day of your life.
It's extra funny that Kenny finds it funny. I don't know why.
Of course, man. Of course. He's fucking mouthing off all the time because they qualified for the Champions League a couple of years fucking running.
Hey, last week,
won shit, and you expect to win shit. You should be drawing with Newcastle. Honestly, this is what should be happening for you lot. And you're there all fucking
level.
They had 0 shots on target.
Didn't you have like 34?
Yeah.
I think I heard it.
First half should have been 5-0.
Wow.
That's your own fault for not taking your chances. You're giving the other team an opportunity.
I hate Tottenham, but that was disgusting. That was disgusting. And
I didn't actually see the incident. What was it? A really bad handball decision, was it?
Mate, they had 2 as well. They had 2, but it didn't get checked. We had 1. Bang, straight away they check it.
Ball's got pumped up back of the 18-yard box. Andy Carroll's gone up for the header. I think it was Dyer who was in front of him. He headed the ball. Dyer's arm, you know, is just like that. He's not outstretched. You can't even see where the ball is. And it's just hit the back of his arm. And they've given a penalty. And you're like, how can you give a penalty for that? He can't even see where the ball is. He's not.
Does anyone else think that they're aiming for these defenders' arms now? Because I've tried it a couple of times recently, and I thought he's fucking doing that. He's trying to hit him on the hand.
100%. Like you're going
to them.
That's a completely unnatural thought to have during a game. Kenny, how many times have you ever played football and not about diving, but ever thought, I'm going to hit it at his hand? I don't think that's ever once even crossed my mind to even try and do that.
Well, no, but the rules are different now, aren't they? The rules have changed. Now, if the ball's coming in, a defender's shutting you down, I swear I can't remember which game it was, and he just headed it downwards, away from goal, towards the defender, and I thought, he's trying to hit him on the hand.
The thing is, as well, there's the difference between amateur and professional. Professional will think of that sort of thing.
Yeah. They're probably being told to do it now. They're probably being told.
I wouldn't be surprised.
After the penalties we've seen in the last couple of weeks, it makes sense to give it a go, doesn't it?
Let's be honest. I'm not being funny. If you're losing or you're desperate, see the whole thing of some diving going on. So people do it, or they'll try and get that penalty, won't they? So I'm not saying they're going to go right, let's go and hit it at the hand. But if you're in a desperation and you think, well, it's the rule, it's the most stupidest rule at the minute, the whole handball. Because they say they take into account the distance, don't they? Like, is it the proximity of where you are? And
if it's
they did today. Yeah. They did today for the Tottenham.
Yeah, but it's just ridiculous. What is it? Lindelof last week? He had the penalty against him. And then obviously you've got the
Palace, wasn't it?
Against Palace.
That was disgusting.
It's just. And the problem is, there's no consistency. Like, they've got to change the rules because they're saying they are no one can understand it.
Just to put it out there, if we had a choice tomorrow, because I know for a fact I would definitely do it. If you said tomorrow, do you want to get rid of VAR? Would you get rid of VAR?
Yes.
Yeah, all day.
Why?
It's a fucking game, isn't it? It's not the same game at all. It's not the game.
That's exactly the conversation I had with someone else yesterday. It's taking the enjoyment out of the game. Like.
Yeah, but that decision wasn't by VAR. The VAR just has to go by the rules. The rule is
that's the problem is
about the handball thing.
There's still grey area in the VAR.
Oh, there's still loads to be improved on.
No, the goal line technology and all that's good, I think.
VAR don't have common sense.
I said it before.
It's the personal decision, isn't it? It doesn't have that.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
what it
VAR's
doesn't
fault.
have.
It does in some ways spoil the game, but more
Yeah.
often than not, you get the right result.
Worst thing for me, it's not the right result. I mean, I was like that bit of fucking, like, you get away with something against the team.
Yeah, that's true.
And it
Supposed
made
to leave
it
yourself out, isn't it? Yeah.
Go your way. It really fucked you off, but it is what it is. But
Yeah.
now it's like, like never in my life. If a goal goes in, I'm looking at the linesman flag. If it's down, I'm going fucking nuts. I'm out of the room doing whatever. Now a goal goes in, you've got to sit there for 30 seconds and just sort of wait. And then the moment's gone and you're like, we fucking
fucked it. It has fucked it like that, exactly.
That's the worst thing as well. When you see the goal when you see the goal's gone on the screen and it's like 1-0, that's when it's worse because you see it before. You like, I don't know, before VAR, they'll be like, no, I think this is a goal. Let's just check. It wouldn't have even gone up, but now it goes up. The players are like walking back up. No, please.
What are we asking for from VAR? Are we asking for every decision that, why can't a referee? Why have we decided to say all the competence out of someone's hand that's on the pitch that is around that? Why are we taking everything away from them and saying you're thick as shit? Basically, you don't know what you're doing. We'll get a computer to analyse everything for you, so we get every single little decision right. I don't want everything to be perfect. I'm happy, like Kenny said, I'm happy 1 week to go, shit, we got away with that. We got a penalty. That was never a penalty. And then the next week you get done 2-0, and it's like, it's crazy offside decision.
You might be fucking around with it. Like, honestly, I don't get it. It makes no fucking
The thing is, it was brought in to try and make the right decision for like controversial decisions. But it's still controversial.
I think goal line, I'm happy with that. It's not a decision that the referee can necessarily see. Tottenham, Mendes, Old Trafford, ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
England, Germany.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Those sort of decisions, I'm happy with that. I'm happy for a goal line and it buzzes the referee's thing and he realises it's over the line. I didn't see it. Great. Doesn't mess up the flow of the game. People are not going, oh, it's a goal, and then 2 minutes later, it's not a goal. No, it's instant. Bang, you get a buzz, it's a goal.
What was the main reason VAR was brought in for?
For goal line technology initially, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Goal line. But the thing is, this is my thing, right? So it was brought in. Basically, it was meant to help the referees. I don't think it is. I think it's completely changed the whole aspect of the referee now, because the referees can be like, well, if I give it, and I don't know, I don't think they don't referee like they. Well, they can't referee like they.
They don't. They've got to wait for everything, and they've got to be told.
Yeah. And the thing is, there should be a time limit on like a decision. So basically, if they get a decision and say like something happens to Man United, and I'm like, no, it's definitely wrong. They take a minute, say it's like a minute, and they go, well, we can't understand. Right, fair enough. We don't get the goal or we don't get the foul or whatever. So be it. Like that's what the problem is. They're trying to do so much, like so many different decisions, like all the handball. Do one thing, like the goal line technology. They've done that and they've mastered it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Do one thing. If it takes 7 seasons for us to have about 6 different changes, so be it. One decision, and they get the times down. So a decision, if it happens, and they can't decide within that 1 minute, because you can't have it 2 minutes, 3 minutes, because I mean.
But why do we want more? Why do we want more decisions done by computer? Why do I want the offside rule? His striker gets a slight advantage if he's going one way, defender's going the other, and it's a Nats cock, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Striker gets the advantage. None of that now. We get lines out. They're drawing millimetre lines. He's off here, and it's like, what are we doing here? Do you know what I mean? There's motion of play. Someone's moving one way, someone's moving the other. That's what the ref. I'm happy for the ref to make them calls. I'm happy for the linesman who's staring down the line. Their only job is to check that. I'm happy for them to do that.
Yeah.
They won't always get it right, but I can appreciate the fact that
they're human.
Yes, exactly. I don't want it to be robotic. I don't want every single decision to be absolutely perfect. And if it's not, that's shit for me.
Could you imagine teams 30 years ago playing with the rules now? It'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
They must have a chance, mate, would they?
Imagine.
I'm gonna be fucked.
Right, what do you think going forward then, Paul, with your lot? Are you, disheartened after today, or do you think you'll be all right?
I think we'll be all right. It's just literally have to just pull the finger out and sign a strong defender, which with Diaz maybe we've been bitten before from buying from Portugal. We got Mangala from Porto, so it's.
We were after him as well, though, weren't we? We were after him.
Yeah, he's not going to Tottenham. Let's be realistic.
Further than Bale.
Shut up, Woody.
Shit, I'm talking about that.
But
not getting full.
I think we're lacking a striker, and if we want to replace Aguero, or do we want to get someone in to do the job temporarily, like sign Cavani or someone like that?
I think Cavani would be a good option for you.
Oh, what did you think of the young lad, Delap, today when he come on?
Delap, look, it's a lot to kind of push on Delap. He had a great Carabao Cup start against Bournemouth. He was fantastic
today. Very quiet today.
It's a different team, completely different league. But I think coming on when we were in crisis, I don't think he has the maturity that you would need to actually go straight in and just be like, look, I'm going straight for goal. I don't think he has the maturity yet.
Yeah.
I think we have to ease him into it rather than go like full belt. Okay, here's the responsibility on your shoulder. Go.
No, he went close with a good header though, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought he was energetic when he come on, but I didn't really think he did much. Do you know what I mean? But like the other day he had a great game, and he kind of come on today, and it was maybe a little bit too much for him to try and pull the whole team back up and do something for him.
Like, he had the freedom to play against Bournemouth. Today he was very confined to the point of like, look, we need to win this, and it's on you up front.
That's
and like,
yeah.
So
is he a striker or is he like an attacking midfielder? Is he actually a striker?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. So like that's
a thrower, isn't he?
What?
I thought he was just a thrower.
That's
it. But no, I think we need a striker to come in because Jesus is out for at least a month or two. Aguero's out for 2 months. Like, the transfer window's still open. I think having a third striker or even going in for a marquee striker like Haaland is someone I'd like to have at City. I think he would suit the way we play, but I think getting someone like Cavani or someone in on a free mightn't be a bad choice either, where you can have Jesus have a full season as main striker, because I think with Aguero's injuries, I don't think he'll play a full season as main striker.
I don't think you can carry on. For me, I don't think you can go forward for the next 2 months and just think, well, we've got no striker for now, but they'll be back in.
How long the striker's out for?
For Liverpool to pull away.
Months, I think.
Well, both strikers are out for 2 months.
Yeah.
I don't see Cavani as the option, to be honest. I don't think he'd cut the mustard. I think 2 or 3 years ago, not now.
Yeah. But as a free person to come in, like literally as a
stopgap
contract, isn't a bad option. Edin Dzeko's another one that could come in on a free.
We did ask the question: would you be happy with that, Paul? Would you be happy with Dzeko back?
I'd love him back, but I think it's a gamble for someone of his age coming back in after having a strong season at City when he left. I think there's a lot of nerves when you come back a second time. Like you had it with Drogba, but Drogba actually came good for you, you know? Or
does City not want to spend the money on a striker, do you think? Or are they just sort of trying to hold out or something like?
I honestly...
Wait, they're Messi, ain't they, next year?
Yeah, that'd be free. I suppose you need it for wages, don't you?
Yeah.
I honestly think another thing is with the financial fair play, I think we just want to hold the line.
Yeah,
well, you can do what you want in financial fair play now. They're not coming after you for at least a few years.
And get fined money.
Let's just face it, Liverpool won the league already, ain't they?
Yeah.
Joey.
Yeah.
Who should we talk to next out of these lot?
I don't know. I say, what do you reckon, Wood?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go all in.
You want to go Chelsea?
Right.
We'll go Chelsea. We'll save the best for last. We'll leave Dean till last, I reckon.
Nah.
That should be hilarious.
I look at the game, and again, exactly like Paul was saying, it's individual errors, and like I don't like Frank always being a positive and everything's always positive, because sometimes you play shit and sometimes you need to say that's not good enough. We need to do it. But Alonso was terrible. Alonso was shocking. I mean, he was at fault for 2 of the goals.
Yeah.
And I've always said he's all right going forward, but he always makes his position in this shit. He always seems to be out of position. Reece James was well out of position at times yesterday. I mean, Alonso's first mistake when he headed the ball in and they attacked, Reece James was probably another 30 yards further on than Alonso, and he comes sprinting back. And just as he got into the 18-yard box and had the chance to stop, the guy just shimmied him and he's gone the other way. So he was flat-footed, and it's like, that was very naive of him to be so far out of position.
Alonso, I think, is shocking.
See, he's good at he's good at other things, but his position.
Not defending.
Yeah,
position. Yeah.
He's horrible, mate. He doesn't. He ball watches and he doesn't follow the man. But he didn't do that. He headed the ball inside, and then it was like that was it. It was done. It was gone. Reece James was out of position. By the time the ball had gone across, he just made it back, but it was too late.
Where was he trying to head it?
This is the question, right? Where was he? Where was he going with that? I look at it and I think I don't actually know.
Yeah, there was not a single Chelsea player around. Where was he trying to hit it?
Right. I mean, I liked Havertz. I thought was brilliant. I mean, I think someone said, "Oh, he didn't really do." I've listened to some of the commentators, and I think Alan Shearer on Match of Day was saying, "Oh, he didn't really do much for me. He had his great game." And I looked at it. I thought second half, everything went through him. If you look at the pockets of space that he popped up in, he basically got given a free rein, and he was involved in everything good we did. He was always there. He was given the 1-2s. He was available in space. He was dropping into space behind the front in the 10. Then he was coming wide and dropping deep. He was doing everything. He reminded me a bit of Müller for Bayern Munich. When he gets the free roll, he literally just roams around the whole pitch. Even if he has to drop into his own half just to get a pass back here and there, that's what he does. And I really, really would like to sign another left-footed player, because I think his left foot gives us a different sort of balance in midfield.
Isn't Ziyech left-footed though?
No, I think he's right-footed, isn't he?
Is he right-footed? I wouldn't know. Yeah, all right.
He's right-footed.
He is. But if you notice, one of the best teams, and they're balancing their squads, they have a few left-footed players. And I do think it gives you something like Matic. Matic gave us something different in midfield, the way he played. And I don't know what it is about left-footed players. I can't really explain it, but it just seems to balance the team out a little bit better.
No, left-footed players can turn. Like from the right, they seem to adapt more. Where if a right-footed player goes on the left, they can't adapt as well. Do you not think the left like that? It works that way, where they can sort of adapt a bit more.
I just think it's like for anticipation. Most people are right-footed, so when you're anticipating passes and body shape of people, when you throw a left-footed player in there. So, for instance, say you've got a team of all right-footed people, and there's 2 left-footed people in your team. You're always anticipating a right foot, even though you know they're left-footed. You're always anticipating it coming a certain way or them turning. They do the opposite, which seems to throw you out like instantly.
Saying that, I didn't realise Brandon Williams at Man United, because obviously he plays left back, but ideally he's going to right because he's right-footed, but he plays on the left. And like you say, he does most of the time when he plays, he actually does do pretty well. And maybe it's down that thing of, a bit different.
Just had a look there at Ziyech. Yeah, he is left-footed.
He is.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, so that does no harm. So I suppose.
That's good because he plays on the right. So he's going to cut in on his left foot. That's better. But I mean, look at the players that we're missing. I have to really be realistic about it. The players we're missing are quality players and their first team players. And there's probably 4 or 5 of them out at the moment. So
Rudiger's definitely going, isn't he?
I think he is. I think someone who was Everton wanted Tomori on loan, but I think they'd rather loan out Rudiger than.
What has happened with Rudiger? Is he just not?
I think he's a bit peed off because he hadn't started games and he's asked for first team football. I want to play every week. I want first team football. You can't guarantee it for me. I'll go and play somewhere else. I like it. I think he's a strong defender, but if you ask me to pick between him and Tomori right now, it's Tomori all day long. When I see him play the midweek against Barnsley, I thought it was brilliant. The way he plays and the aggression, his speed to get back into position. He doesn't panic on the ball. He's in a tight area. He doesn't just lump it up the field. He'll try and find the right pass. I like the way he plays. I think he's positive. We need more players like that in the team. I felt we were very static. The way we played football, it's like we run out of ideas sometimes. We get to a certain position on the pitch, and it's like we go back and we go sideways. We go back. I understand the sideways game. You're trying to wear them out. You're trying to find that little gap, that little bit of hole you can just feed the ball through. But sometimes in games like this, at this level, you need the individuals to create something. It's like Man City. They're great as a team. They knock the ball about brilliant. But every single one of them players, as an individual, and Liverpool, are the same. They can create something like that. They'll take you on. No one's scared to take 2 or 3 players on.
Thing is, at Liverpool,
Chelsea get to the stage where they don't want to take people on. They come up against someone, they stop and they go back. I don't know whether that's a lack of confidence or the way the style of play that we're doing, but I just feel like I want them to go at them. I look at the quality we've got in the team and I think, like, Pulisic, go at them. That's what he does. That scares people. When you've got people running at you, it's scary. When you've got people that just easily just sit back and go left and right.
Not confident enough, Wood. Exactly the same as Tottenham, mate.
Yeah, no,
I think not confident enough.
Is that your concern for the season? Is your defence? Is the centre defence really?
I don't know. I actually think the players that we've got there we could have a really good mix of players. I just feel like he hasn't picked. He doesn't know his strongest team. And I look at that, and I look at the injuries we've got, and I think when everyone's fit, who is he going to pick? I don't even think he knows, to be honest, because we've got fit defenders that should be playing that aren't playing. Yeah. So I don't know whether it's a case of he thinks that team's a bit shit, so we'll play this player again. They'll give him some minutes because I'm not going to play him against them. Or whether he's trying to rotate, like Christensen, he did a few good things, a few good interceptions, and he's also making mistakes, and it's just so frustrating to see.
I just don't think he's good enough, Christian. So I've seen him quite a few times, and I remember his mistakes more than anything else.
That's the thing with him. Sometimes you don't remember the good stuff he does, but he's another player that we'll let go, and he'll go and play somewhere else and be the best bloody player in the world.
Yeah.
What did you think about Thiago Silva's mistake?
That's run of the mill for me. That's run of the mill. It's just it's rolled under his foot. He's made I mean, we've all done that at some time.
Did it not remind you of something?
What, Gerrard?
Yeah, straight away. It's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh.
Yeah. But
Gerrard.
That's a one-off. I mean, I've never ever seen a bloke do that ever in my life before. I'm sure I've done it before, but that's a one-off. And the rest of the game, I liked the way he played. He was calm. He used the ball quickly, took quick touches. There's a couple of times when the ball was booted up in the air and it was towards the left-back sort of stay. And he didn't just head it straight back into danger areas or anything. He actually took a chest. Took a time, took a touch, which a lot of other defenders, like Christian, they would have just got rid of that. They would have pulled the ball back in the air.
I think he's going to be a massive signing. I think getting him on a free, I know he's a bit older. I think he's such a clever signing.
You've got to have Tamori next to him, though, because this
learning
mistake that he might make. Do you know what I mean? And he's a calm ball player as well. So I just don't understand why he's playing him. Like, Chilwell's fit. Why is Chilwell not starting?
If you're not playing enough new players, like, how much time are you going to need?
It's not even that. It's the quality, Kenny. Emerson is better than Alonso, but we're playing Alonso rather than Emerson and Chilwell. Like, he's like our third choice. Why are we playing a third choice left?
It's got to be unsettling. You think in training and stuff like that, it's a whole new group of players there. Like you were saying about Liverpool earlier, that they can find ways to win the game, but anyone that picks the ball up in the middle of the pitch for Liverpool, they know exactly what everyone's doing and when, because they've been doing it. Chelsea haven't got that at the minute, and it doesn't matter the quality you've got there. It really does look, and you can see it. It's evident that there are a lot of good individual players there, and you're not yet a team. There's not yet a structure there, is there? That's the problem.
But do you think that's because Frank hasn't found? He's not picking the best team. Like, I just think he's gone. We're playing West Brom. Maybe Alonso's not my first or second choice. Let's give him some minutes. Let's give Christian some minutes. I think he's trying to give people minutes when what he should be doing is finding out his strongest team, even with the injuries we got, playing his strongest team, getting the chemistry in that group of players. So then you can rotate. When you've got that core chemistry, and like you said, people know what they're doing. They know their roles. This is what I'm good at. I'm good. I play next to him. We've got a great partnership. When you started developing them partnerships and chemistry around the pitch, then you can switch a left back out here and there for a game and the right back or the right winger. That's when you do that sort of thing. For me, you've got to find that winning formula with a team first, with players you trust, rather than chopping and changing to make people happy. And
that takes time, doesn't it? We're third game into the season. It takes time. You're not going to have that. You're not going to know who his best team is yet. He's got no idea.
But why not try and play your best team? Why not try and gain that chemistry? Why not try and get that momentum going?
Saving the players for Tottenham mini Tuesday.
Then I don't think anyone's resting players for Tottenham this season.
Fair point.
You're not worried then, Wood? Do you think eventually he will crack this? He'll find out what his best team is?
I honestly do think he will. I think it's going to be another season of ups and downs where we're like, one week we look the bollocks and everyone's going, they've done it. And then the next week they're like, what's going on at Chelsea?
Still think top four, Wood?
I still think we'll get top four because I think the quality we've brought in will get us that top 4, even if the chemistry's not there.
It'll probably click, won't it? It'll probably click. Like there'll be times where it goes under the radar, and suddenly you see the newer players come in, and then suddenly you're like, "Here we go."
A couple of things I wrote down about the West Brom game was standing off. I mean, I don't know if you watched the third goal or the shot from Sawyers, is it, from outside the box? That lad Pereira, amazing player. He looks cracking.
Does look very good.
Yeah, he does.
He picks the ball up. He rolls his foot over it a few times. He waits for players to come in. No one's challenging. No one's shutting him down. Plays a square ball to the edge of the box. Someone else takes 2 touches, sets it into that Sawyers path, and it's time to actually look up, roll his foot on the top of the ball, and then take a shot. And when you look at the replays, you've got Christensen, and they're all standing there. No one's even approaching the ball. As soon as someone rolls their foot over that ball, that's when you know straight away that they're going to have a shot. That's when you shut the space down.
Yeah.
They weren't smart enough to work that out. It just frustrated the hell out of me watching people do that. Like, I like defenders to be tight. I mean, if you're tight and you get done by someone that's really skillful in that, fair enough. You can't stand off people like 5 or 6 yards off people. They're not even world-class players. You know, you're standing off of average players that play for West Brom that you've never even heard of, waiting for them to have a shot against your goalkeeper.
It did make it look like a bit of a peach of a shot, didn't it, as well? Because they let it did, like you say, because they stood off. It looked, you thought, "Oh, that looks good." But then when you look at it that way, you think actually,
when you look at the replay, if he'd have taken one step in front, Christensen, if he'd just taken one big step out, that angle was gone.
Yeah,
there's no shot there.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know what he's coaching, whether he's telling him to stand off all the time. Well, I just think we're giving teams far too much space now, in all over the pitch, to be honest with you. That's why I think the midfield, especially at Chelsea, find it so difficult. And they're just running all the time because there's too big of a gap from defence to strikers at the moment, where people can pick the loose balls up and actually have time on the ball.
Can you take a bit of heart at the fact that you were 3-0 down and you went on to
but
still elite draw, so it's not bad at all.
Joe, I expected him. I expected it. At the start of our second half, I know we was 3-0 down, but I was thinking if we can score in the first 10 minutes, I know that we'll be all right.
Yeah.
I thought Tammy was brilliant again.
I think he showed signs that, what Liverpool did when they were first starting to get together with Conte Klopp. We didn't know when we were beaten. Even though we were having bad games, we just kept going. You could see Chelsea there. They didn't want to lose. Yeah. Really didn't want to lose, and they kept pushing right to the end. So I think fair play to Chelsea for that. Anyone can have a bad day or a bad half, and you had a bad half, and carried on. So fair play to Chelsea for that.
I believe Chelsea were going to sort it out when I saw the changes at half time, and I thought Frank Lampard, he's changed something here, not just personnel, but he's fucking spotted the problem.
Plan B.
Yeah.
Well, we mind about him maybe not being tactically, not really understanding, and I thought the changes were spot on. He made. He didn't go too crazy. He put an attacking player on, and who else did he bring on? He brought on took Thiago Silva off. That's it. So he took defender off for a defender, and then he took Kovacic off for Hudson-Odoi. No, I like them switches. Last season, under who was it? Bloody what's his face, Conte or whatever it was, and they would make switches. Sorry, they would make switches for like every time. You're 2-0 down in the game, and they would take a defensive midfielder off for a defensive midfielder, and you're like,
what do you gain from that?
Are you trying to win the game? Are you trying to change the game? It doesn't make any sense, But no, I thought they made the right changes there.
Do you think you're going to need to not need to, but you've got quite a lot of extra players now? Like, I know you've got some injuries at the minute, but your midfield and are you not got about 20 midfielders?
We're still looking to offload. I've just heard rumours that Loftus-Cheek might be going.
Yeah.
A couple of teams looking at him. I mean, I'm in two minds about him because I really like the way he plays. When he's fit, he's an awesome player. But
is he good enough, though? If you're
24, 25 years old now, he's not a kid. Do you know what I mean? If he's not going to be fit for the majority of the season, every season, maybe it is time to let the team.
Probably not. He wouldn't get in your first team, though, would he? If you had all your injuries.
Who would you get rid of, really?
Who would I get rid of?
Yeah.
All over the pitch or just midfield?
All over the pitch.
I'll get rid of Christensen. I'll get rid of Alonso. Kepa, I would loan him out to possibly Spanish League, back to Spanish League for a year, possibly a 2-year loan or something, maybe raise his value and sell him, because I do think there's a good keeper in there. but it's just not working out for. He's not getting it at the moment.
What about Kante? What's your thoughts on Kante?
Kante's got to stay. I don't care what anyone says about him. He'll transform any team he goes to.
I want him because he got linked with United. I know it's just a United link, but they said about it. And I thought, well, one Chelsea Lampard wouldn't let it happen. Not Kante. No way.
I've seen straight happen.
You know,
Ross Barkley.
Yeah, he was linked with someone, weren't he?
Isn't it?
See, Ross Barkley's another one, Dean. It's like I actually like Ross Barkley and the way he plays football. He's got a bit of skill. But would I pick him over Mason Mount? No, I wouldn't. Would I pick him over Havertz? No, I wouldn't. Would I pick him over Hudson-Odoi? Probably not even. No. So when I look at it like that, he's right down the pecking order. Would I want to get rid of him? Probably not, because he's a good squad player. But I don't know. I wouldn't get rid of Jorginho. I wouldn't get rid of Jorginho because someone else has been linked with him. Arsenal,
wasn't it? Wasn't that a swap?
Don't
weren't it?
Bloody Arsenal. He would make that team 10 times better. It's just like I can't understand the logic in selling players like that to people like Arsenal.
Wasn't that a swap for Guendouzi though, or something?
Yeah, well, that was the rumour, but Chelsea are going to want to do that, are they?
What's Guendouzi going to do at Chelsea?
You don't want a David Luiz lookalike in a team. We don't need that.
You wouldn't do it. Mate. You wouldn't do it. I'd do that swap. Not because I want Jorginho particularly, but I'd take him over what we got. But if it gets Guendouzi out, fuck it, I'd do that. I don't think he's...
Hey, if I was you, I'd take Willie Caballero for Guendouzi, for fuck's sake.
Do you think that Hudson-Odoi, like, obviously, he showed he was class the other day. Do you think he's going to get enough game time?
I think he will. I think he'll get a lot more than he got last season. I mean, he showed his quality. When he came on, I wasn't sure whether but he looked lively. He looked sharp on the ball. And that little 1-2 he played with Havertz.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the goal, the little 1-2, he left 3 players standing. He was sharp. That's all it takes. It's just a little bit of sharpness and having that chemistry of knowing you're going to play the ball and I'm going to get it back. It's having the confidence of the people you're passing to as well that you're going to get that ball back.
He was on the left then, weren't he? Because I've seen him play on the right a lot. So it just shows he can go over flank, can't he?
Well, when he was younger, he always used to play on the left. And he used to score loads of goals. So he used to cut in on. He played left and right, to be fair, when he was younger. But he'd like to cut in and shoot on his right foot. But sometimes he was a bit naive. He telegraphed us. You knew what he was going to do. You know what I mean? Like you could see it a mile off. As soon as he cut in, you thought he's going to try and have a shot. He's going to, and it looks really easy. But I like him. I think he'll come good again. I think he'll get more pitch time, and I think he'll just get better and better. To be honest,
you don't sound like you're worried at all, man. You sound like this is just one of them, and you accept that. And you're still confident of what was it, third? You said you get, was it third?
I think so. I think we're still building, and if we're still building a team, and like you said, we're lacking chemistry and things like that, but that will come. That will come when he starts. Then players become fit, and they get in the team, and all of a sudden they start clicking. Like, I think Tammy's clicking with Havertz.
Yeah.
I think already that is something that you can see.
Coming good.
Yes, you can see that that's going to develop. That's why I think he started him over Giroud, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I think he recognised that there was a little partnership that happened there against Barnsley, and he thought, maybe, that can happen again. So, yeah, I mean, his movement for the third goal was brilliant. Typical striker's instinct as well. Everyone else was standing, and the ball just got cut back, and he moved off the back of his defender, ghosted around his guard box, easy finish. But you can't teach it. That's having that smartness about knowing where to be in the right time, the right place.
So yeah, it goes and mate. Time will tell with Chelsea, I suppose, won't they?
Yeah, that is it.
Right, Kevin then.
Ugh.
Fucking hell, mate. We're just going to be repeating ourselves from the week before, aren't we? What's going on with you, lot?
It seems like that. I mean, nothing seems to have learnt, really, does it? I mean, Brighton were okay. I wouldn't say they were played brilliant. I think we were more poor than they were really good. Team looked a bit better than normal because Dan James weren't in it.
It looked like a strong team you put out, to be honest.
Yeah, he looked better. But I think, to be fair, I didn't think, we're going to walk over, because I just think the way that, and I said to you, it was going to be a close. If I thought we'd win and it'd be really close, obviously we did win. Not quite ideally how I'd want to win, obviously.
Did it feel like a win after the game? I know you got 3 points.
Not at all. It felt like a loss.
Oh, you must be buzzing from that. That's the weirdest way to ever win.
Buzzing.
No, I would as well.
No, because just the way that we played, and the whole way that it ended was just.
What was the right decision, though? Do you not think?
It was the right decision. I understand, obviously, because I'm a Man United fan, and obviously the whistle went and all that. But this is, I mean, it comes back to VAR, and the whole thing is, you know, VAR did that. It didn't happen. I mean,
It wasn't a United thing. It was the.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only good thing about it is. But do you know the annoying thing about it is?
The annoying thing is that you didn't pay the ref to give you that.
Exactly.
He did it for you. Yeah.
Exactly. But the annoying thing is the way that I know the way we celebrate. I mean, it just shows you the change in times. We celebrated like I know it was last minute and that, but the way we celebrated at the end, as if we'd just like
World Cup.
Yeah, and do you know what I mean? I understand obviously when you're in a game and it's like that, and you think you're going to win, and then suddenly they go and get a goal back. I mean, Mopo, what a fucking idiot! Bit of karma there, and I think it was a penalty, but it's just a shame that how it happened. You know, because obviously when it's Man United and then it's VAR, it's like, yeah, they paid the ref and all that. But I don't know. I just think it seems like they still.
Is it because it wasn't a convincing win?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't expect a convincing win. I would have just, you know, I just think we still look lost, and I think a better team. I think a better team would have just smashed us again. You know, defensive. I mean, whose goal was it? The first goal that they scored. It was the second goal at the back. Like all the defence were just like looking around again. It's just like there's no like. It weren't like. I mean, Lindelof was a little bit better, but I wouldn't say he's still. You know, shame that Eric Bayer, I don't think he's 100% fully fit. And I really want to see Axel Tuanzebe, but I think he's not fully fit yet. Because I actually really like him. I think he should be given a chance. But I suppose Solskjaer's not going to do too many risks because obviously, really, he needs to keep winning, doesn't he? Because the problem is you lose one.
Solly March's second goal, wasn't it?
Sorry?
Solly March scored a second.
Yeah, I think it was that.
It was Bruno. It
was the one. Yeah, it was Bruno. I think Bruno was there.
He just left ball watched him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just I don't understand why it's like we look like we're completely knackered. I know we didn't play that many but it just seems like we're really. I don't know why other teams have managed to sort of look a bit fresher. I understand everyone's got bigger squads. I don't know. It just seems a bit strange how we're playing at the minute. I don't know.
Standing and watching, man. There's a lot of standing and watching going on.
Yeah, it's like
Wan-Bissaka looked like the only player that if you got sort of within range of him, he was going to come and attack you and attempt to take the ball off you. And Bailly, to be fair, when Bailly come on, he done the same. But before that, everyone was just fucking standing and watching constantly, waiting for Brighton to make their move. And it's just that's a dangerous game to play, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like we've lost that. You know, like after lockdown, it seemed like the whole Pogba and Fernandes sort of got that clicking. Like Pogba's, it looks to me like Pogba's been moved right back, and it's like, I mean, he's not been great the couple of games. I mean, he's been shocking, but I don't know. It's as if like he's been moved back. Fernandes is up there, but he's trying to do. I mean, Rashford looked good. I was pleased Rashford looked good. Obviously, the goal where he just took the piss out of the defender. I mean, he could have.
Great ball though.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was good. I mean. It just seems, I don't know, I'm struggling to try and understand why it's not clicking. I mean, Martial's a bit quiet at the minute. But, you know, I mean, I want to see Van der Beek play all the game. If that means dropping Pogba or, you know, put him in.
Who would you drop, Kev? Right now?
Pogba.
I'd probably drop Pogba.
Yeah, Pogba.
You can't drop Pogba. You can't drop Pogba.
He's not doing it.
He's
doing
my league.
It's the most logical situation to drop Pogba because for me, he's probably playing the worst out of everyone. But,
he is by a long mile, but he's got such an ego that if you keep dropping him, he's going to want to leave eventually.
Do you know what I think? If you dropped him now, he would probably say, "I'm done."
Yeah.
Last week we said Matic. If you put Matic on, they'd improve. That was the slight improvement from last week, I think.
Well, that was the only difference.
Yeah, Matic. He's not quick, but he's like Woody said. He's just, I don't know. He just changes it. He's Mr. Calm, and he sort of calms it down a bit.
He reads the game really well. He reads situations.
Yeah, he does. And to be fair, I know he's defensive midfielder, but he don't get involved with the attack, and he starts a lot, and he don't get.
He can dribble as well. He can take.
he doesn't get a lot of praise for that, and he does start a lot. And to be fair, when we're needing a win and stuff, you see him further up there going.
He chips in with the odd worldie, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's he is a good player. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I know what you're saying with Pogba. He is going to be, and I don't think Solskjaer's is big enough because they're going to try and get him to sign a new contract soon, isn't it? So they're going to.
So he's managing his ego rather than managing it.
Yeah. But personally, I would literally give Van der Beek a go. Let Van der Beek sit right in the middle, not attacking midfield like up where Fernandes is. Put Van der Beek in the middle, put Matic behind him, or put Fred there. Give Fred a go, because I'd like to see Fred just sit there. I mean, I know Matic is more disciplined, but Fred was doing okay. But I just think now there's enough fit players to, why not put Pogba on the bench? Do you know what I mean? Put him on the bench. Put anyone
Go back to yeah. Do you think that any of our managers would let Pogba run a show like that and be fearful of putting him on the bench in case he fucking throws his toys out the pram?
Well, you know Mourinho or don't.
I don't think they would, is the answer to that. And I'm not going to spend another fucking... I'm going to go about Solskjaer again, but you said you can't see where the problem is, but I feel like he's the problem, man. I have done for a while.
To be fair, right, put it now, if Real Madrid come in for an offer of like 80, I mean, it's not going to happen because he knows he ain't going to get the wages and else and all this sort of thing. But I actually wouldn't be that bothered if we sold him, simply because how long has he been back with us now? 3-4 seasons, well, probably a little bit longer. I've got put it past the point now. Yeah, if he starts playing well and he dictates games, yeah, it's great. But I think I've got past the point. We've gone and bought Van der Beek. I don't think we'd be much worse off. I know he's a class player there, but I don't think in the Premier League he is.
Well, is it not that he hasn't? Maybe he's not been playing for a manager that he believes in.
Yeah, but then I'm not being funny. What manager would it be? I mean, how many?
Your performances have to earn respect. You have to earn respect. No matter who the manager is, you can't come in there and say, "Oh, you're my best mate. I'm going to play for you." He was delighted when he came back to United. He was well happy. He was coming home. He's all the people he hadn't seen for ages. That should have been a blessing for him to come back. He's played in Italy. He's played amazing. Everyone thinks he's great. He's scoring goals. He's creative. Amazing player. He's come back and then he's found excuses not to play well.
When he played for Juventus, he played more on the left, didn't he?
Yeah, but then let's look at who he was playing in the midfield with at Juventus.
Yeah, but for me, I know it's a different style and it wasn't the same, wasn't as creative. And Italian league is slower. It's more creative. It's a little bit slower. It's more about the build-up rather than just bang one into the other.
Yeah.
But he is quality. He's got he's got skill. You know, he can pass. He can split defensive his passing, but he's not done any of that. He's not even. He showed his class probably 1 or 2 snippets in a game in the whole 90 minutes every now and again. That's not good enough for a player like him.
No.
And I
think lazy, Woody. They're just lazy, mate.
I think the thing is, everyone thinks he's going to be our main man in that, but I don't know if. I mean, I know what you're saying. He can have a go. I mean, where was it when we beat Man City 3-2, and he I think they had blue hair, and he went and basically scored 2 goals. He run the show. I think him and Mourinho weren't even talking at that point, but he just run the show.
Yeah, you were like 2-0 down at half time, weren't you? And then
you there he is. But it's just not consistent, and it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know if he. I mean, who do? I don't think we'll ever see it.
I don't think he should stay. I think he should try and cash in on him. I think he should just try and whoever wants him, just get rid of him.
It suits someone like a Real Madrid or even a PSG. I reckon.
Real Madrid have got no money to spend whatsoever.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah. Just in terms of style, I think he'd suit.
Real Madrid, he would go to Spain. And he would look like the world-class player. Because let's be honest, in Spain, they sit back, the defenders watch and go, oh, look, there's Messi, I better stand. I know he takes run, but there's a bit of a difference in the playing style in Spain than there is the Premier League. Definitely. And he would go to Spain and he would step up. He would be like, yeah, this is me, this is what I want. And then you'd be like, well, where's he come from?
In Spain, you've got 18. Well, if you look at it, you've got 8 teams.
He's probably got better players around him as well, hasn't he? Look, when he plays for France, he absolutely kills it. He's got world-class players around him. Has he got the same
United? He turns up, doesn't he, himself? He turns up because he's loved and he's the main man, isn't he? I mean, even when he's not playing in France, they're all that is beck and call and all this sort of thing. They're all.
I mean, I'm aware, like someone like Mbappe. If Mbappe went to United, he would still score 30 goals every year because he's that sort of player that will get it. Even if he hasn't got the service, he'll make something happen. Yeah. We all thought Pogba was that player. He makes it happen.
But he'd set 25 of them goals up. Pogba would set 25 of them goals up if Mbappe comes to United. United haven't got an Mbappe.
So why is he not setting them up now, Dean?
He's got
They're not good enough.
Martial to run.
They're not good enough.
Not exactly
He's
that.
played for Juventus. The Juventus are 10 times better than United at the minute. He's not going to play around him.
Himself, mate. He's got to look at himself and realise that this is something that he needs to do. It's not something that's about the manager.
Like you say, if Mbappe is playing for United, Pogba will be pinging them balls to Mbappe flat out, and Pogba will look the king. He'd look the king.
If Mbappe went to United, Bruno Fernandes would set up twice as much as Pogba. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry now, but like I'm a Liverpool fan. My favourite player over the last 20, 30 years was Steven Gerrard. Liverpool, up to recently, have had a pretty poor squad throughout the whole Premier League. Steven Gerrard, even if we weren't playing well, would always try and do his best to grab the game by the scruff of the neck. I watch Paul Pogba and I'm thinking he's supposed to be this generation's Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard.
That's
class,
exactly.
And he doesn't.
This is the thing with Graham Souness. I know it's a bit of a meme and all this, right? Graham Souness said it once because we always go, and Graham Souness always says, and what would Paul Pogba do in this situation? This is Graham Souness's frustration with him. He says he has got all the talent in the world, but he just doesn't do it. Like he said,
it's the application.
And the thing is, how many players, right? I don't get me wrong, our transfers haven't been great, right? But there's enough decent players there for Paul Pogba to go, right, this is it. It's just, you can't, I mean, we haven't had, managers have either clashed with him or, Ollie's probably not, players probably look at him and think, yeah, all right, whatever. But, like you say, I think you ain't going to see it now. You might see glimpses of it now and again, but I just think he's one of these players, like, it's just sort of, can't be bothered.
Do you think modern football and models? Do you think with like model social media and stuff like that he's just happy to collect his check each week and just whatever?
It's the old attitude is more important than ability.
Yeah.
So if you've got the right attitude, it doesn't matter about your ability, because sometimes you can be just as good as that world-class player with your attitude. Your application to your attitude and your hard work and dedication, people see that and it rubs off on other people. He hasn't got that in him. For me, that's not Pogba. Pogba is that pat me on the back when I'm playing well, make me feel great. Tell me how good I am all the fucking time, even when I'm playing shit. Please tell me how good I am. Otherwise, if you turn around and say you had a shocking game, you couldn't put a pass together, you couldn't do any of that, he'll go into his shell. You don't like the manager, don't like this, don't like that. That's the day that's like what we're living in now with footballers. This is what I like.
That's a good point.
Yeah, for me, Pogba is another version of Yaya Toure, but Yaya Toure was 10 times better, don't you think? In his day,
Toure was more
Toure had an ego, but he
earned that ego.
The ego.
Yes,
he won us the FA Cup.
He'd perform week in, week out as well.
Yeah, but also he had an ego. Balotelli had an ego, right? He fought managers and all that. He did well at City, but Liverpool not so much, But now where is he? He's in obscurity, And players with those big kind of egos kind of fade away.
I think half the thing as well. Sorry to cut in. When Pogba was at Man United and Zlatan was there, they reckon there was such a difference with Zlatan, obviously because he dictated the dressing room, and they reckon obviously now there's no one probably really telling Pogba, is there? I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's what I just said a second ago. I think he needs some world-class players around him that can sort of put him in his place a bit.
Well, the problem is, Man U ain't gonna do that because the problem is how many they keep saying that. Oh, let's always buy that for Pogba. Let's always buy that for Pogba. Just 50 million here, 60 million. It's like ain't gonna. Do you know what I mean? You've got Fernandes. You've got Matic.
Kevin, it's the same thing as what Messi's doing in a minute. Buy this for Messi. Buy this for Messi. Messi wants better players. He's telling them to go and buy world-class players because he wants them.
They've had that academy feeding that geezer for the last fucking 10 years, then.
Yeah.
And that they have bought some world-class players in and around him, but that academy produced, 7 or 8 top players, out of the Guardiola era, and they've played in that team for God knows how many years. He's always had the quality around him. It's only now that he's starting to question it because a few of the players are gone, or Suarez is going, It's only now that his contract is under scrutiny that he's demanding better players.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah, like you say, if he had 4 years on it, he probably wouldn't be doing nothing, would he?
He wouldn't be saying.
Well, he said in the interview he's been thinking it for the last 2-3 years, hasn't he?
Yeah, because his contracts, but he's been doing the rolling contract, and this is the last year. It's not 2. This time it's like 1 year, where before it used to be 2 years like re-signed. So like you say, it's funny, isn't it? It soon he goes to 1 year, and then he realizes actually, you know, I need a new contract. It's yeah.
Suarez is off to Atletico, isn't he?
He's already there. He's trained there.
Yeah.
He scored today, didn't he?
Did he score today? Oh,
He
mate.
scored two. He scored two.
What a perfect partnership. Diego.
Oh, mate, amazing.
Oh, that's
Amazing.
fucking disgusting. That's horrific.
And the manager.
Horrible
And the manager.
bastard. Like, yeah.
Mate, that's scary. That is scary.
Wimbledon in the 90s would fare them.
Wait, imagine that. Diego Costa, Luis Suarez. Oof.
Wow. And the manager.
Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
Simeone was
Up
manager,
against
yeah.
them two.
Perfect manager for them, too.
Perfect manager. Perfect.
Yeah.
Kev, how many times are we going to keep having this conversation then, mate? Is it going to get better for you lot, or is it going to be like this every week?
Well, now I'm bothered about Sancho. I want a centre back, but I don't really see where we're looking, because the annoying thing is, Man City have clearly been negotiating. What are they paying for Diaz? Was it about 50 mil? Obviously, I know Otamendi's going away, but is it about 50 mil you're paying for him?
I think it's 50 mil, and I think they're evaluating Otamendi at 12 mil, so it's like 65 mil or something like that.
Yeah.
Now.
Not bad for Otamendi getting. I mean, one, it gets him off the wage, but I'm not.
Yeah.
You don't need him, do you? Let's be honest. He's
No.
Okay, quick question there. Would you take Rudiger at United?
Just trying to sell him off.
Get on a blower now and arrange it.
I probably would, because I actually think I like. I mean, obviously, yeah. If he's like, I need to be playing all the time, but to be fair, I think he'd probably be a good partner for Harry Maguire.
I mean, I like him. I don't think he's shit by any means. I think he's a good player, but he's just not going to get the minutes that he wants. That's why.
No, but no, I would take. You know, I'd take him. Obviously, it wouldn't be cheap, would it? Because it'd be, you know,
what
many.
would you value him at?
How old is he? Because he's not that old, is he?
I think he's 29, isn't he? Something like that.
Oh, is he that? Oh, okay. I'd probably say about 40 mil, tops.
Oh, boys, we've got 10 minutes. 10 minutes left, so we better get chatting to Dino, really, aren't we?
Yeah, come on. Wait for Dino.
I ain't got
Let
nothing
it
to say
out,
on
Dean. Let it out, boy.
I've got nothing to say on the matter, mate. Yeah, I'll let you boys say go.
It doesn't really work like that, mate. You've got to tell us exactly what happened.
No, shut up, Kenny. You watched the game, mate.
I didn't watch it, so you're going to have to tell
I
me.
didn't watch it. What happened?
There you go. You need to tell Joey what happened. He missed it.
Did you win?
God.
What was the score?
I talked about Man City losing 5-2, and you fucking drew today, like.
And you took it like a man, Paul, as well. You sat there and you fucking took it like a man. Come on, Dino, what you got?
Mate, I was sitting
You
there
fucking
half
Arsenal
time.
shirt.
I was sitting there half time writing notes down, thinking, yeah, we've won, because I knew we were going to win, because it was obvious we were going to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
Well,
should have been
you've got
4-5.
Of course you're going to beat
Should have
Newcastle.
been 4-5
Yeah, it
nil
was
at half
obvious.
time.
Yeah.
They haven't had one shot on target all season. No, they've had one, and they scored it, I think, or two, and they've scored it. They had nothing, right? We should have been 4-5. Son hit the post, Son hit the crossbar. And then I was thinking there, I just knew it. I just knew it was going to happen. After all them chances, I just knew it was going to happen. I thought, here we go. This is Spurs, innit? And I just knew they were going to score. 95th minute, though, penalty like that. It's just, honestly, I was fuming. I can't tell you what I was doing, but I was fuming.
Did man Lo Celso play today?
Yeah, he did, yeah. He come off like that 60th minute. But Dembele come on for half an hour, looked decent. He played the full game Thursday as well, looked decent as well.
Dino,
I'm quite happy with that.
Dino, do you think, right, you're gonna get this like this blip, you know, might get a win here and there and you get a loss in that. Do you think it's all gonna build up to Bale gonna be like the saviour? Do you think that's what's gonna happen? Not that you planned it.
Good one there, Kev. Get him up again. Yeah, Bale. Yeah.
We'll knock you back down in a minute.
I'll be honest with you, I think more like left back, to be honest.
Yeah, he's a good player. Good player.
I think more the left back and other players that we get, we need to get players. We need a centre back desperately.
You're
and we need a striker.
Skinner, is it Skinner or whatever now?
Yeah, it broke down now, I've heard today.
Oh, is it? Well, that's because of League.
Yeah.
See, that's my annoying thing about Man United. Go back to Man United, sorry. But Man United, there's everyone talking about defenders and we're not. But yeah, anyway, back to Tottenham. Sorry.
I'm just shocked. I just can't believe it, mate. I just can't believe it happened on a 90.
You said to me,
They had two exactly the same as what we had. VAR didn't even look at it. I was like, where's the VAR? Where's the VAR? And they just carried on. As soon as Tottenham, because of Tottenham, bang. Yeah, we'll look into that. They're slowing it right down. They're like, it's crazy, man. It's just nuts. It's not fair at all.
You know what I find crazy?
Not fair at all.
I find it crazy that he went and looked at the monitor and then went penalty.
I know.
And I'm thinking, who in their
Was it
right
just
mind?
not a penalty?
Who in their right mind watches that and goes, yeah, that's a pen. Like he's jumped up like that. The ball's behind him. It's at the back of his hand there. It's like, what planet are you on to think that is an actual penalty?
Yeah.
But the handball rule right now is ridiculous.
I thought, no, they're not going to give it. They're not going to give it. And then I see Mourinho, and I could see on his face, he was like, they're going to fucking give it. And he was just pacing, and I thought, he looks agitated, like he knows that they're going to give it. And then when they give it, he was just like...
I knew it straight away. Even the offside, though, they checked for the offside first, and it was literally millimetres, wasn't it?
I thought he was offside. When they put the lines down there, I'm thinking, he's offside there.
He's off. He's off.
Miles on.
Couldn't believe it, mate. Honestly, I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
How was your
on
new
top
player?
of that, we should have won the game, though. We should have been 4-5-0 up by that stage. So it's our own fault again.
Bergwijn, how do you think he played? Did you notice he was playing, or?
No, not really. No, as soon as Son went off at half time, that was us. That was us gone.
What about Dyer, Dean? You said to me before week one even kicked off to watch out for Dyer. He's going to be the best centre back.
Yeah, I thought Dyer played well. Yeah.
You still think that 3 games in that Dyer's going to be?
He won every header today, near enough. Bar when Carroll come on, but yeah, Eric Dyer for me, played really well today. Really well.
What was Matt Doherty like today?
Yeah, Dockett was a lot better today. Yeah, he was a lot better.
When you create enough chances, just one of them games, isn't it? It's just one of them weeks.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If Bale was there today, he would have scored a couple of them. I don't care what any of you say. He would have scored a couple of them. Even like the headers. Cambridge to City with a header. It's just, honestly, I've never seen anything like it. It's comical.
He said that one of Son should have squared it to, was it Lucas Moura's?
Yeah.
Easy squared ball as well. He went for a shot and he was like,
yeah. It's comical. It's so comical, that game. I just couldn't be asked with that Chelsea game. The Man City game. I just couldn't be asked with it. It's horrible. It's just horrible.
Dean, the golden question again. Are Tottenham going to get top 4 this season?
Yeah.
100 million% like last week?
Yeah, because I'm looking around and it's the same. I think Tottenham, Chelsea, United, we're all going to be like that. I think we're all going to be up, down, down, up. Like last year, we're all shit, but good, but shit.
But what if Leicester and Everton carry on being consistent as they are, and you're fucking around like the others, like you say, every other week, and you're not getting results?
Then it's going to be the same as last season, isn't it? It's going to be us lot down there, 4th, 5th, 6th, and it's going to be Leicester 2nd, 3rd, or whatever. Maybe Everton.
So you're basing this slow improvement process at Tottenham on the fact that everyone else is going through it as well, and everyone else is going to be shit occasionally.
You'd like to think so, yeah. You'd like to think so, but at the minute, who could you say that looks good, deserving wins? You look at Liverpool, Everton, and like you say, Leicester. The rest of us haven't looked.
Everton look good.
We haven't looked convincing. No team that have won so far have looked convincing by Liverpool, Everton, and Leicester. The rest of us look dodgy as fuck.
I don't think Arsenal look dodgy. No, I don't agree with that. I think against West Ham it was tighter. I don't think we look fucking dodgy. We won the game because of our quality in the end.
We'll have a chat about this tomorrow after the game, mate, yeah?
Yeah, again, you should worry about your own fucking team, mate. I'm not concerned. I think we're going to go to Anfield for once and hold a decent account of ourselves, Joey. I don't think it's going to be...
You two are going to give us predictions now?
I said 2-1 to Liverpool last week, but, I mean, it fucking Tierney's massive for us. I can't stress how important he is for us. If he's there, I don't know, we might get a point out of it or something. Without him, I worry. I do worry without him. What do you think,
You'll have 2 chances as well this week against Liverpool.
Yeah, I still think we'll probably be quite comfortable for the majority of the game. What I do hear though is Alisson might be out, which could be huge.
Is Thiago out?
Oh yeah,
Thiago, yeah.
That's fucking yeah. I'm happy.
Yeah, and Henderson as well. So they're 3 big players for us.
Yeah, you still think we're going to be comfortable?
We can't replace him.
That insults me.
I still do. Yeah, I still do. I mean, I'm not 100% sure now about the Alisson or the Thiago. So, I mean, if either one of them are out, especially Alisson, then maybe I wouldn't feel as comfortable going into the game because Adrian for me is just a real weakling.
He's not a good
Take
back.
a shot and a little bit like Kepa. You can shoot from anywhere, and he looks like he could just carry it into his own net or straight. Aubameyang in front of him.
Thiago looked good.
Yeah, but he's out. He's not playing against us, so that's yeah, he's out.
I'm not 100% sure. It's just something I read that he could.
I read it as well. I've got time.
Yeah.
Woody, you fancied Arsenal anyway to win this.
I think that's the sort of game that Arsenal will go and beat Liverpool and then lose to someone shit next week. I just think you've strengthened at the back with Gabriel. I think that's a great signing at the moment. He looks good. You've strengthened with Willian as well. Willian can always get behind defences. I think you'll go in there in probably the strongest position you've been for a while.
Without a doubt.
What I would say to that is we haven't lost at Anfield in I don't know how many games now. It's over 2 years since we've lost at Anfield. So we've had some tough games there. In Anfield, is it?
Yeah, who was the last team we lost against there?
I can't remember. I could have been Swansea like 3 years ago, maybe. Like 3 seasons back.
Wow.
We have beat you in the last 2 games we've played you in, Joey. I know they're 2 different situations entirely, but we beat you on the last 2 occasions.
Well, I think you beat us once and you beat us on penalties because it was a draw. You just won on penalties. It's just a way of settling the match.
What's your prediction?
I think we're going to run out of time here.
What's your prediction, Joey?
Yeah, I'm happy to go with a 3-1 to Liverpool. I still think Arsenal will score, but I'll go with 3-1.
I can't see you scoring 3 goals past the way we set up now. I can't see it. As long as Tierney's there, hopefully.
I think 2-1 Arsenal. I'm going for a 2-1 Arsenal.
Denny, will you be screwing if it's 3-0 then?
Yeah, I will be. Yeah, I don't want to see that anymore. I want to see progress. I want to see us go there and dig in.
Fantastic. I'll ring you tomorrow after the game.
Fantastic.
I fucking look forward to that. All right, boys. Nice one. It's been a pleasure.
Boys,
lads.